there was another person who was in the crowd that day 6 years ago who's now actually sitting on the stage, Brian Firth. Brian originally did the course for his own health and then contacted me not too long after Celebrate Buteyko and said he was actually interested in becoming a Buteyko practitioner. At that stage, Brian was working in a big office building in the city and he was wearing a nicely tailored suit, but these days he gets around in slightly different sort of attire. And Brian conducts Buteyko seminars all around Australia in pretty much every state of Australia, and we think we've got some footage of Brian here in action doing some teaching.
Just before we start, I'm going to make a big deal of it. Alright, well I make it just on 7, so I might make a start. And first of all, welcome tonight for coming along. And my name is Brian Firth. I'm a Buteyko practitioner. Now, Buteyko is a very difficult word for people to say.
But Brian, what I want to know, if you can come up and have a bit of a chat with us, is it's obviously very different for you, and was it a good career move for you?
Well, I spent 10 years as a high school teacher, and then I spent about another 18 years in the information technology, IT, and I felt that I was ready for a change, and so I wasn't sure what I was going to get into. I came along to the Celebrate Buteyko back in 2002 with my daughter Amy. My son's here today. And I thought, well, you know, I'd been thinking about this for some time, and I thought, how do I want to spend the rest of my life? And I thought, well, maybe I'll give this a go, but I was a bit, you know, I was a bit reluctant. I did it part-time, and it took me 2 years to train. But, you know, it's been the best move I've ever done. At first I thought, you know, well, gee, you know, if I can just sort of survive doing this, but over the last 4 years, I work pretty hard. I go all around the countryside, probably work 40 weeks of the year, everywhere from Perth to Darwin to Sydney to Queensland, back to Melbourne. But I find it incredibly rewarding, from young kids to the many what I would call elderly people as well, who get just a fantastic improvement in their quality of life. Even people who, this year I taught a gentleman in Brisbane who was 90, and I'm proud to say that he doesn't have to wear a CPAP machine on his face for the rest of his life. So yeah, I think it's been a wonderful step for me, and I hope to continue.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian.